All right, we should be live here. I'm not just foremost. I'm not sure why. Let's see if it's updated at this point here. Oh, it's working now. Okay, cool. Let me update. Let's see, working. Okay, cool. That was ran. Sorry about that. I've spent like 10 minutes trying to get that thing uploaded here. I was working on the back end. Thank you, Goldie. But okay, first off, I got to do something. I'll be right back because I gotta show some respect. Also, I know the F1 race is going on. I frankly don't care. I'm kind of annoyed it got delayed an hour and a half. Like whatever, kind of messes up the day. Give me uno momento. Check this out. Okay, I see you. I see you. Hold on. First off, we gotta give respect to Big Country Austin Hill. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, Austin Hill. Okay, attempted murder. Let's go. And oh boy, I haven't been this excited in forever, dude. I get to root for. Now I know the team gets it. Okay, I know the team guy gets it, but you know, good old $1 million Gibbs. Okay, one of the only times you'll ever see me excited to watch a NASCAR race. Got to root for Gibbs. Hope he wins $1 million. I know it's his team, but still, let's go Ty Gibbs. Let's go Austin Hill. Okay, this is staying here in solidarity until he's reinstated. Now he hasn't been suspended yet, but I respect big boys who move people out of the way, okay? I've been arguing with a ton of people on iRacing, okay? Because I've been saying that's what Dale would do, okay? Dale would move Eric Amarola. Dale would get him out of the way, okay? A lot of people were like, Dale never did that. And I think people are on pretty big copium because he right-reared Darrell Waltrip into the wall at Richmond, okay? He purposely spun Rusty Wallace at Talladega. Now he ended up flipping, okay, but he purposely did that because him and Rusty weren't getting along at the time, okay. So unironically, yesterday was a pretty awesome day to be a NASCAR fan. Okay, now that that's out of the way, also I am serious. This will stay in the background until he's reinstated. So I really hope he's not suspended because I don't want that in the background for like more days than I have to. So let's go ahead and get this squared away. Where the hell is my screen at? All right, cool. So when we're looking at the Brickyard race, all right, first off, we are coming off of just, one time in this next gen car. Is my hair? My hair. Okay. Now we've only been here for one Brickyard race. Obviously, we had 10 yellows last year, 135 green flag laps. Where I'm at for this race with the starting grid that we have, okay, and obviously, I do have recent form here. Let's go ahead and move this starting grid over here. Let me get that squared away. Also, notice the Austin Hill piece that I have has a good old chunk moved right. He moves a lot of people right here, as indicated by that damage he had yesterday, dude. I love Austin Hill. This guy is like a gigantic gorilla, just destroying people. I mean, like truly, just reject humanity, embrace monkey. Whether it's tape, glue, Austin Hill on the racetrack, or Harambe in the Cincinnati Zoo grabbing a little kid. Okay, just embrace monkey across the board. But when we look at the starting grid, I mean, we got Briscoe, Bubba Wallace, Jones, Tyler Reddick, Gibbs. I mean, these guys up front here, like, sure, we have 160 laps, but like, holy Toledo, man. What is Jones doing up here? What is Bubba doing up here? Chase, we can argue, has the speed. What is Busher? Host of ours probably going to wreck somebody just on talent alone. A.J. Allmendinger in ninth. Like, I am not a fan of this top 10. I mean, even Cindric and Shane, here, like, I mean, this is such a rough top 10, right? I'm gonna fully, because it's Indy, okay. And when we look at last year's race, now yet again, I brought these guys up because these are the people who ran through the pack, which yet again you can grab any of this stuff by excuse me. Oh yeah. And oh, see, Ross, I'm thinking more of the actual like right rears or huge wrecks, not just Dale moving people out of the way, because obviously he did that all the time. When we look at what Ross Chastain did last year, going from 30th through the field, and we look at Cindric going from 35th, we look at the race results here, and you're going to notice that the highest scorers of this race. Now, yet again, we did get a lot of yellows at the end, and we didn't even get the yellow for Chastain to potentially go into another green white checkered. But 160 laps with pretty big, substantial, place differential plays. I am fully committed to just playing place differential plays today. Um, yesterday would have been fine. That would have done everything. We did everything right, and they indicted us because big old this guy wanted to kill Eric Almirola, right? And if you watch me, I was like, I'm playing Austin Hill and I'm playing Eric Almirola, and just one of those things where both these idiots crash themselves. But I personally that's what I'm gonna do today. When we look at where people are at, I mean we can look at this. I mean it's Indy. We're doing a pretty big stretch here, looking at other intermediate tracks, but you can get an idea of where people are at in terms of where they should be in terms of speed. Bubba Wallace performed very well last weekend at Dover. Good for him for showing up. But like outside of Nashville, Jones has been pretty subpar. We look at where Reddick is, pretty disappointing this year. We look at where Gibbs is at yet again. All these, he's just for easiest million he's ever made, right? I mean, just don't wreck. And if you're gonna wreck anybody, wreck Ty Dillon. Bring a million home, buddy boy, please, God. But like Byron is gonna be a contender, obviously. I mean, whatever, right? But like, it's really Byron, possibly, Reddick. I mean, Hocevar is going to be there. We see. Let's see. We see that. I mean, here's Cindric. Like, really, the only contenders like in this top point are contenders to maintain a position in the top 10. Gibbs, Reddick, Byron, Larson, Kyle Busch. Bell, Logano. Like, there's so many people up here that that I'm just not going to play today. Okay. Regardless, if it takes, I mean, Hamlin has all day to get through the field. Let's remove that little guy there. Hamlin has all day to get through the field. Chastain has all day to get through the field. Elliott has all day to get through the field. Now, what that means is we need restarts, right? If it goes green, I think Hamlin is freaking screwed. Okay, if it goes green, like Elliott, Chastain, I mean, these guys are going to be like freaking fried because you could only we look at last year's race and we see just how abysmal and how deep in traffic you get stuck. I mean, we don't have stuff happening until lap 24 for these people here. Same thing, like I mean, look at these guys out of the restarts, right? We're really gaining like one position a lap, if anything, right? You look at Cindric, who's slightly slower, just not doing anything in these races, right? Or not doing anything during the long run. Same thing. I mean, you gain positions due to crashes. You might gain one or two positions during green flag runs. I am going to play on this again. Maybe not to this extreme, but I just have to imagine we get some yellows in this race. I just don't. I don't believe in these guys being able to keep it green. Now, is it big wrecks or one offs or whatever? I would assume most of the wrecks are going to be like 1 to 2 cars. Yet again, we have 2 stages plus, I mean, a potential like 4 yellows, 4 single car spins or whatever. I mean, that we're looking at uh, at least 5 or 6 restarts for these guys in the back of the field. That's personally how I am going to be building today. I personally, for me, because I think of the volatility of the potential of this race, not just for people in the back of this field, right, but your lap leaders, right, and how non-raceable this car is here. I mean, you look back at last year's race, you literally couldn't make a pass. So I expect people to be uber aggressive, right? You look at the volatility of the people up front. We can also look at the amount of laps led that each guy had. Now, yet again, we can look at Pocono as well. To look at where these are at here. Obviously, you can get access to all this stuff if you go. Actually, here we'll just segue to that pretty fast, pretty quickly. If it can load here. Obviously, I've been saying it plenty of times this year, but obviously, NFL's right around the corner. NBA is going to be coming back and stuff. We will most likely be running discounts towards the NFL season, but that's what everybody's going to be doing it. So I'm trying to lay the groundwork down that if you get it through us, like your DFS stuff through us, you're basically getting 3 sites in one, regardless of what price tag we are at, whether it's this price or a most likely a potential discount closer to the NFL season. But really, the people that I talk to the most and that I'm mainly selling to are the people buying the annual packages and stuff. If anything, this is the major one that I would convince you to join if you are somebody who plays a significant amount of volume. It's very, very difficult to find a value that is better than this. Basically, 3 sites in one. Obviously, all of our projections, all of our in-house Goldie sheets, my stuff, Rhodey's stuff when it comes to the NFL season, obviously Discord access and stuff, and behind the paywall stuff. And then obviously on top of that, you get access to SaberSim. It just depends on what SaberSim package you have, and then you have James's work with PayDirt on all of the sports that he provides stuff for. So like this is 3 sites in one. It's really, really difficult to find a better value for this. That isn't just like $1 a month. It like I mean that's insane, right? Like Jesus Christ. I can't. We're not going to compete with that, but there's a reason we're not offering our stuff for $1 a month to new users. Anyway, we go back and look at the laps led for these these races and stuff, and it's pretty low. I mean, obviously we got 160 laps. That's not a lot of dominator points in general, but you look at how everything's going to be going down and what the expected laps led are for drivers on top of what their projected fast laps can be, and it's pretty sketchy up top today. I mean, clearly you have your favorites to potentially win the race and stuff, but in terms of projecting, who's going to be able to lead laps and stuff, I would not be shocked to see, at least 8 leaders today. Let's go back and let me just look at what last year's race was really fast. Yeah, we had 13 leaders. I mean, that's also under yellow and stuff, but I mean, let's look at these laps led. Let's see how many actually got like a significant amount. I mean, I'm not really concerned about the 1 and 2s here, but 5, 7, 8, 15, 21, 26, 35, 41. I mean, and a lot of these are coming from guys not even starting in the top 10 here. I mean, I just think from a potential volatility perspective, I think it's worth just stacking the back, okay? Playing the good people in the back of the field, or, not just good people, but like play right and play, obviously Blaney's good, but like play a Priest, play a Suarez, play Michael McDowell, Alex Bowman. Like we don't even need the highest caliber 10K guys in this race. We just need people who, are showing the ability to actually have good single car speed at these intermediate tracks. Like who is that? I think Bowman shows that pretty well, especially $8,000 for paying up for Hamlin and potentially Elliott. I mean, you're going to need people in the 7 and 8K range. I mean, Bowman is right there. I really don't have anything else other than that. That's kind of why I did all the stuff in the beginning, because I just think this is going to be a pretty volatile race. In terms of DFS points, maybe not Rex, but the DFS scoring that people will be having here, I think it's very, very worth taking a stand of not playing outside of Reddick, Gibbs, or Byron, not playing anybody in the top 11 outside of those guys. I think if you do that, you're going to have a pretty significant advantage of the field, especially if this is a race to where, like, if we're talking like the $5 or any like max contest, I think you're going to have a lot of dead lineups that throw in like a one-off Carson Hocevar, a one-off Cindric, a one-off AJ Allmendinger, a one-off Josh Berry, a one-off Gillen, a one-off Gregson. Typically, when we have a lot of people who shouldn't be qualifying as well as they are, those drivers get thrown in as like the one-off to get those lineups different, and then they just end up, causing that line to not have a chance to be a top 2% line at the end of the day. That's more so where I'm at. So, and with everybody on the same PD lineup now. We'll talk about that now. I haven't, we could let's go ahead and kind of dive into this. Let's see what's going on with fucking F1. Are we have we wrecked anything yet? Have we done anything at all? Got like 5 to go. Sweet. So literally nothing has happened in that piece of shit race. I have not ran the NASCAR stuff yet. Obviously, you'll probably see some of the projections on the screen here. But due to that, I want to, I do want to use SaberSim stuff here because, yet again, I haven't ran my stuff and I don't know what it's going to give me and stuff. But being aware of what the same place differential lines are, so let's kind of go through that together and identify what lineups we want to use, what lineups we don't want to use, so on and so forth here. While that loads, let me see if I missed anything in Discord or anything like that here. Let's see. I thought I got pinged in Discord, but I guess I did not. Okay, so let's go and look at the top 1,000 lines from SaberSim. Okay, why am I using this yet again? Because a good portion of DFS players use SaberSim, whether you are on the Ultimate package, whether you are on the Core, whatever version you have. You're typically, most people have transitioned from other. I hate using the word optimized because obviously a lot more, but most people have transitioned from different optimizers, whether it be in-house at a website or Fantasy Cruncher or whatever, right? And they have progressed to using SaberSim because it's the best tool out there, right? Okay, so we typically have to, especially in NASCAR, especially in a race where PD is going to be huge, we're using this as a sample to understand what potentially people are looking at, whether they are using my projections, whether they're using SaberSims and other sites, whatever. Usually this will give you an idea of what kind of lineups you're going against. Okay. Secondly, due to this, we can potentially see where people who don't know what they're doing, okay, because there are still people who do that. If you play every sport, okay, like I don't know jack shit about tennis, right? I just know it's easily projectable, okay, right? I'll go in there and I'll run tennis lineups and stuff. Or when I play baseball, I don't know anything about. I don't even understand. I still to this day I don't understand how to even read or score baseball. If you put a gun in my head right now and you told me what is the pitch count, or not the pitch count, but the ball strike, the numbers, I still could not tell you that. I don't get banana ball. I'm very confused by that. A lot of people are like, "Oh, it's like the Harlem Globetrotters," and I'm like, I also don't understand that either. So like, I play a lot of sports I don't understand. Okay, so I'm sure there's people playing NASCAR that don't understand the intricacies of NASCAR. They just go in and play their stuff. They trust data or whatever. But you might end up running into lineups that are very, very similar. So when we look at the raw projected scores of lineups, okay, this is obviously SaberSim's highest lineup here. Yet again, has Briscoe in it, right? People are going to be playing these lineups and stuff, right? Now, what I want to do really quick is focus on trying to understand what let's go ahead and select. We'll do this. We'll do it for the big old $20 guy here. I want to see what lineups are projected to cash well in this contest that SaberSim is offering, so we can understand where potentially we can get different or whatnot here. Now, obviously, this first lineup, for example, the reason why that's there is because you have a lap leader with Briscoe, and then the place differential plus whatever value you need to get through. But we'll look at different builds and lineups here to get an idea of what we want to kind of do differently. And yet again, I have Ultimate. I've had it for years and stuff, so I have access to the Sims. I have access to everything here. We're just kind of looking quickly here. So even sorting by ROI, excuse me, heavy place differential point. We're not going to be going through all the lineups. We're just kind of looking at the exposure rates and stuff here. But what I want to look at is the expected cash rate of lineups, and some of these should be fairly high and stuff. So obviously we have the first one that showed up. Let's go ahead and what I really, because what I'm trying to focus on, what I'll be doing today is wanting to understand what lineups I'm fighting if these players are being not used. Okay, so I'm not wasting lineups that have these in here. So let's see what lineups are popping up, right? We have a Hamlin, Larson, Elliott, McDowell, Nemechek, Love. So I'm just seeing right off the bat, yet again, I haven't ran my stuff. You can see my projection really quickly here. I got Nemechek for 33, 4.5, SaberSim has him for 38, whatever. I'm not concerned about that at the moment, but SaberSim likes Nemechek today. So obviously, SaberSim's probably going to be bumping Nemechek if you're using that tool, so like be aware of that and stuff. I'm not concerned about what their ownership is because that's usually kind of wiggity whack, but understanding the builds that they're using is viable. I'm not going to go through all of these. I'm not just going to scroll down and just give lines away. I just know right off the bat, like I personally, I wouldn't be playing this line. I'd get different off of Nemechek and probably off of Jesse Love because I know things are going to be it's going to be pretty heavily pumped here. But if you notice, these two lines here that SaberSim is using are using both Nemechek and Love for whatever reason. It could be a variety of things, pricing, whatever the case may be. But where else are they going? Where else are they? What are they doing 1v1s for? Well, this is just a 1v1 between Larson and Blaney. Okay, if we go ahead and look at another one, we went from Love, but we still have Nemechek, McDowell, Elliott, Larson, Denny Hamlin. Like we're going to be in pretty similar types of lineups today. Okay, so what are plays that we could potentially use to get different? Okay, if the volatility is high across the board of what the DraftKings scoring is going to be and everything like that, who can we use to get different? Okay, so going back to our grid, who are people that potentially you would want to use to get different today that I think is worth trying to get to. One, right off the bat, if we're paying up for a lot of people and trying to get to different, I think now yet again, it's just me, playing one-offs or playing different. I think Cody Ware is viable. Okay. I like Zane Smith. I like Riley Herbst, Ryan Preece. Those are like the main four guys that I would be interested in using. I don't know if Soares is going to be able to be used because we might be at a pretty substantial price restriction. But if Nemechek is going to be heavily owned, right, we can either pivot around his price range or pivot up slightly to get Haley, Smith, Cole Custer, whatever. Like I think this range here between these drivers is very much worth playing and getting to. Same thing with Stenhouse. And I would actually take Stenhouse over Nemechek heads up today. I don't think you need to get like, oh, I need to play Hocevar to get different. I don't think that's just. I just don't think we need to do that. I think we just need to play guys in the 20s that aren't going to be carrying a substantial amount of ownership. So I like Zane Smith, Haley, Herbst. I think those guys are the people that we'd want to use to have a one-off, make sure our lineups are unique and stuff like that. So I think this is a race where you can play a lot of the cash or a lot of the chalk and still be able to get different. And especially if the entire field is playing the chalk, right? Like a substantial portion. Now, yes, getting different might be playing guys who could potentially lead laps, but if any of these guys falter, not only are you not going to cash, which yet again, if you're multiple things can be right at once. Obviously, if we're playing DFS, we're trying to finish first. But if these guys fail, you're not even going to finish first. You're going to finish dead last. And I think the risk factor of playing guys up front today is far too great to just not be with what the field is doing and playing guys from the second half of the field, right? I do think playing, getting different, and not playing Larson or not playing who's the other guy that was here? I think Larson is a guy that I would fade due to ownership because I think he can fit in a lot of lineups today. Yet again, I'm just kind of talking through kind of what my thing is. Yet again, I mean, we've gone through this. You see my projections. You see this. Yet again, it kind of always just goes back to what I say. Like, truly, projections don't matter. It's just based on the builds. Like, you can use projections as a baseline and stuff. But DFS is much more about just trying to get unique and not getting stupid and stuff. And I think not playing Larson is probably a good avenue to do that here. I don't think Suarez is going to be popular today. And yet again, Darren, I mean, I've only been here for like 20 minutes, so this should be a pretty easy rewind and rewatch and stuff. Because I don't really have much to add at this point here. Max exposures, Miami probably, yet again, 60, 65, 55. Today, I'm probably not going to be doing a ton of lineups just because with lineups that are going to be very similar and stuff. I don't think I need to, well, especially since I've just burned, fucking hundreds of dollars between the fucking two, between the truck and Xfinity, man. So I mean, I'll probably have like, I don't know how many lines I'm gonna do yet. All I know is I'm probably, for the sake, if I do 4 or whatever, it's gonna be 4 in like every single contest, right? So probably each line's gonna have like $50, $60 right on it. I think I'm gonna go 100% on Hamlin. But if I was doing anything probably over 12 lineups, I'd probably have Hamlin at like 65, 60%. Let's see. Okay, Jake. See, I don't know. I mean, I can find out. I just see. I love questions about like lineup construction and doing stuff like that. Like anybody can build stuff that I use, right? So you said is he optimal at 15th, right? Okay, so let's go through this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 33 points for Mr. Dillon. I actually have him projected for 31 today. Where are people coming in line at here? We look at actually this one. It is this one. We look at the scoring ranges. Where would 31 points get? Where would 31, 33 points get Austin Dillon today? Well, if we look at the top, 5 to 6, yet again, you can use these tools on your own, so we don't have to be asking those questions, because I think that's a really, really bad question. Not trying to just shit on you, Jake, and stuff, but I just think that's a really, really bad question. Also, no, never mind. We don't need to be saying that. Fifth is 53 median, 52, 51 for seventh, 49 for your eighth best scorer, 47 for your ninth best scorer, 43 for your 10th, 40th for 11th, so 38 is 12th, 36 is 13th. So I would argue 15th for Austin Dillon is not optimal. He would probably need at least a 9th place finish, probably. And I hate when shows say that. Let me look. What do we need here? I usually start cut off at like 8, so we need 49 points. What does Austin Dillon need here to get 49? It's 15th, 16th. Wait, no, 14th, 13th, 12, 11. Yeah, he needs like 11th to 10th or something, dog. Anyway, you can use all these tools yet again if you want to get any of our subscriptions or any of the tools that we offer. Also, if you just want the NASCAR stuff, it is a bit expensive. We're really trying to push people to go to SaberSim, but you can answer all these questions on your own for the NASCAR package and stuff, which was substantially cheaper at the start of the year, and I said multiple times that it would be going up. So now, whatever, that's where we're at here. Yeah, I'm playing guys from the back of the field. I really hope Ty Gibbs wins $1 million just to piss everybody off, because he is that type of kid is the new generation of NASCAR driver, and Austin Hill did absolutely nothing wrong. He actually made that race somewhat interesting because we had a concrete hit. Yeah. Anyway, thank you. See you guys later. Thank you for being here. Bye bye.